to my channel. You see I'm coming at you today looking pretty rough. Usually I would be made up if I was like vlogging, or I would be getting ready to do some makeup, but to put a rinse on these locks. So if you see my locks, they just look kind of dull. One thing with locks is your hair is locked. You can't comb through it to get out like lint and excess buildup. A lot of times you use a good clarifying shampoo, you can really get out like edge control and stuff around your edges and stuff. But when you get like lint in your hair, if you use dry towels to dry your hair, or sometimes if you have like pets and they get hair around, or just little stuff like that, you may wear a scarf. Sometimes in the winter, a lot of those scarves, that fabric can get stuck like in the back of your hair, which can cause the lint to get stuck in your hair. So I saw Instagram. So I've been thinking about for a while. I ended up rinsing my husband's hair because the loctician was saying he had like a lot of buildup, and what he just had to do was you either got to start over, or you can just, you know, basically dye it. It's basically what she said. And I had also heard that from the loctician who initially started my locks when I was doing my consultation. I did his, and it made his hair just look so much better and healthier and brighter. More so for me, I really don't have a lot of buildup in my hair anyway, but more so for me, when I first got my hair done, the blonde was actually red. So I'm going to be rinsing my ends red and putting them back how they were when I got them. And I just decided to do a rinse instead of doing a dye since my hair is already bleached. I think the rinse will take well. I watched a couple videos of some other locked YouTubers, like, you know, just doing a rinse, and it came out nice. Because I don't want any damage, don't want to do any extra bleaching. Then for the part where I have like my 1B color, I would just like that just to be a little brighter. You know, when you rinse your hair or dye your hair, it automatically makes your hair just more shiny. So I really don't have a lot of buildup myself personally, but I do want to just make my hair just look a little more refreshed, and all of that. So yeah, so let's get right into the video. Went to the beauty supply and got a couple things. Some don't even have nothing to do with this project. But I got some hair. I really want to do that Chloe Bailey hairstyle. I want to say she was at the Mac Gala, where you can kind of basically tell that she still had locks, but it was like a bob. So I bought this hair. Check back in a couple weeks for that video. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I was going to try that out. First, I don't know why, because this really wouldn't be enough to... Well, no, these are foam rollers. What are these? I got flexi rods, and these would not even be enough for my head, so I don't really know why I got these, but yeah. Gloves. I moved to Dallas, St. Louis. If you bought hair dye, the beauty supply would just like give you some gloves. They made me buy these gloves, but I needed them, so I just went ahead and bought them. Whatever. I forget her page, but she was on YouTube Shorts, and she did her whole head. She did crimson as well, and she mixed the Red by Kiss and the Adore together. I honestly, because it was YouTube short, she didn't do a lot of explanation. I have no idea why she did that, but her color came out well, so I'm just going to follow suit and do that as well and mix them together. Brown, and I'm going to mix this with a black that I already have to get some more of that, to get closer to my hair color, like more of that 1B color. So yeah, let me go get some tools and I'll be back. Okay, so to make it easier and not have to have a whole bunch of tools and stuff, I have this bowl that's supposed to be for meal prep, and I never meal prep, so we're gonna use it today. I'm gonna put the crimson in one side, well, crimson probably over here since it's just my ends and only the top of my head, and then I'll put the black brown combination on this side. I had like a little painting, I don't know what the thing is called, but I guess my girls got a hold of it because I can't find it, so we're gonna just strictly rely on the gloves here. And I got a hair tie because I'm gonna need to really separate my hair, because in the back I can really just throw the color on, smooth it out, look in my mirror and just make sure everything is smooth, but at the top I'm gonna have to really do some maneuvering to not get the brown on to make sure that my ends are done. So my plan here is to separate my hair and start off doing the back section And then I am going to, once that's done and saturated, I am going to do the top section. I'm going to go in and just very carefully with my mirror in front of me, do everything up into the ends of my hair. And then I'll go through last and put the red on my end. For dyeing my hair. So I'll let that be my first question. People do always ask me, where do I get my hair beads from? I will link it below. I get all of my hair beads from Kendra Kenshay. And I want to say maybe like, I'm going to put it below. Maybe it's just KendraKenshay.com. But she sells lock sprinkles if you're interested in going around. I think you have to sew those through or around your lock. I'm really not sure how lock sprinkles work. But she sells those in different colors. And what I have is just like the lock beads that I literally simply just slide on my hair with a needle tool and I can just pull them off. About these is no, I do not take them out ever. Even when I'm getting my reties, my loctician, and I've been to 3 locticians and we can get into that later. All of them have been able to retie my hair without me removing my locks. These have been in, I put these in my hair and I did a video on Instagram where I was putting these in and I haven't added any new ones since then. Some have fallen out because sometimes I'll be like doing my hair and then it'll be slid, you know, slide down here and I won't feel like putting it in, so I'll just put it up. But these have been in for, we may be coming up on a year in like maybe February. People ask about like, do they turn? Some of them have turned. Like, see if I can show you all these. Like these, I don't know if it's gonna even focus. Hold on. These ones have not turned. They've been in for almost a year, just like the other ones. Out. So now I can go and I am going to separate my hair from the hair that has the ends bleached versus the hair that has no bleaching. So the next question I'll answer is, people will ask, when they see that my locks are pretty small and they're not like traditional thicker locks, the first thing they'll say is your sister locks, or they'll ask if I have sister locks or not. And the answer to that is no. My hair is micro locked. Sister locks are done a certain way and you have to have a licensed sister loctician to put in your sister locks. I do believe that the woman who started my locks was licensed in knowing how to do sister locks, but I went with micro locks for a few reasons. One was cost. Sister locks cost just more money than it was for me to start my micro locks. And I just felt like I knew I wanted them to be small, but I just kind of was feeling like, okay, well, as long as they're small and I have a good, you know, I'm going to a professional and she does me a good grid, then I don't have to necessarily have sister locks. So that is why I personally went with micro locks. I went to her about 2 months before locking and we did a consultation just on my hair to make sure that my hair would hold the locks and that my hair was even healthy and strong enough for the locks. I had just come from having my 3rd baby, my daughter, and she like completely, she tore me up, y'all. So I had like a bald spot right here. By the time I went and got my lock consultation, my hair was pretty much back, but it was very much shorter, which is why you'll see like some of these locks in the front are, you know, shorter. But yeah, my hair was like shorter, so I went to see her. We did the consultation. She let me know that my hair was healthy enough to go through with getting the micro locks. So we set an appointment. I let her know that I did want color, which is what it was at the time, and that I wanted everything else to stay that color. And my goal was, as any of you, I already mentioned Kendra Kenshay about where I got the lock beads from, but I really wanted my micro locks to be like hers. When she started her micro locks, she started her micro locks out in a taper because she had a taper cut. I think the best thing I did for my hair before starting my locks was getting it cut into a shape. Because even if you get your ends clipped, you usually, you know, you get your ends clipped, but I got my hair cut into, and I think I still have some photos, so I'll try to insert them too, that I got my hair cut into a shape so that when she started my micro locks, they pretty much even now are still in a shape. And I think that has made my hair look so good when I got them done, and like as they've grown, they just look good to me and how they lay, because I did get my hair cut into a shape at that time, so it wasn't just like a whole bunch of random lengths all around. You know, I had my bang cut and all of that. So I got it all separated, and I'm kind of nervous, y'all. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just mix the two, the brown and the black, in this bowl. And I wish I knew where my little brush was, but we're gonna just use this comb to stir it up and go from there. People ask, is like, do I have any regrets about my locks? And I do not. The only regret I sometimes have is sometimes I do grow tired of my ends being colored. And so sometimes, since my hair is still like in that medium short, I don't know what phase I'm in, you can, since my color is at the top, when I try to do a ponytail, the color peeks out. So now I gotta find hair that's matching this, which it hasn't really been hard finding a, you know, this blonde color. And even when I have the red, it wasn't really hard to find it. But sometimes I just want just the black ponytail. So I don't know. I know when you do dye, you're supposed to do this. I don't think you gotta do this for, put Vaseline on for a rinse. But we ain't gonna take no chances. I haven't done a rinse in years. The last 2 times I had my hair dyed, I had them dyed professionally, and they did all the steps. I haven't dyed or rinsed my own hair in years, but just so, because I do have some content to do for some brands that's due, and I need to do them. I don't want to be looking crazy about the size of my face, like them being dyed. So we're just gonna put Vaseline right here anyway, just for the heck of it. All right, so really what I'm doing here is going to just be taking, I have a clip here, so I'm going to clip this up, and I'm really going to just be taking this black rinse and just go straight in and just put it on my hair. So and as I'm doing my own hair now, I'm just trying to make sure I saturate every lock when it comes to putting this in. All right, I wasn't talking about anything right here, really just babbling on, but I'm just taking my hand with my glove and running it through my hair, and then making sure to squeeze on each individual lock to really get the color inside the lock. How long did it take to get my locks done? I got my locks done. When you get your locks done, the first thing you want to do, especially if you want color, even if it's like a black rinse, even if you're like, okay, my, you know, a lot of us are going gray earlier. I haven't found any grays yet, but that don't mean it ain't in there. But even if in my demographic, if you maybe have some grays, or even if you want to go back, like, you know, before I do my locks, I want to go back to, you know, my natural hair color. You want to do that first. And what Gifty did was, I came in the day before, and she washed my hair, and she mixed my color. We chose my color that I wanted. She mixed it, and then she lifted my hair to basically get it, you know, get my ends bleached. And then she, after she lifted my hair, she put the red on, you know, and all of that, washed my hair, blah, blah. For her to do that. And yes, even though this was just this little section of hair, because she did have to lift my hair first to get the color that I desired, to get it as bright as possible, it did take about 2 hours. And then she, like I said, she did wash my hair and all of that as well, so including that. So, and when she was done, she also blew my hair out, so that was also accounting her blowing my hair out. She also blew my hair out so that I could be ready for the next morning when she was getting ready to do my locks. Morning, I went back about 9 in the morning. And I want to say, and I do have a small head, so for reference, you know, my head is small. So some things that may take longer on people, like even braids and stuff, may take shorter time on me because, and less hair and all of that, because my head is very small. So I think we took a break. We started at 9. We might take a break around 11, 11:30 for us to eat lunch. And even when I went there inside of my car, my hair was pretty much almost done. I want to say I was gone by like 1. So, but I believe I like went in at 9 and was out at 1, which was good timing because that wasn't just like getting my retwist done. That was me initiating my locks and her twisting down each one. You know, making sure my parts were right and all of that. And so I was just, y'all, I should have put a towel on my lap. Because I'm spilling dye on my dang lap. So that's one thing I would say. If you're thinking about getting locked, make sure when you're looking for a loctician, just do your research. I found Gifty because one of my friends was already going to see her, and somebody had already told me about Gifty when I was playing with the idea of getting my locks like years before. So by the time I was like serious about it, I had kind of, you know, you start asking for recommendations again because you forgot what people told you 2 years ago. And, you know, she was just like, yeah, I go to her. She initiated mine. Her hair looked really good. She even did like a light color on hers too. It's okay, she can color. So that's what I like too. Some locticians do not know how to color, or they haven't gone to school for coloring, so they won't color your hair. So I really did like that it was a one-stop shop for me, and I didn't have to go, which I could have just went to Tally and been like, hey, color my hair. She's colored my hair before. But since I was getting locked and going into something new, I did want to have a loctician who colored hair. Locticians don't wash your hair for you. When I was in St. Louis, all 3 locticians that I saw, the 2 locticians I saw in St. Louis both washed hair. One was in a beauty shop, and so she had a bowl, and one was from her home, but she had a portable bowl, and she washed my hair. When I came to Dallas, the lady I see now, she does not wash hair. So I have to wash my hair prior to going to see her and make sure my hair is just really clean. And I usually do my washing in the morning right before leaving so that my hair is clean and it's also wet. I don't know if it makes it easier to retie if it's wet, but I kind of go in with a wet head just because that's what was going on. So guys, I think I'm good on the back. I think I've got every lock saturated from the rooter to the tuta, and I think we're good back here. I really do think good. My ear's gonna suffer because my ear is definitely black. One thing I did for whatever, I did all my sides with this, and I did not do my ears. But it'll wash off. I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, I think I'm trying to make sure I really have my ends. Oh, sorry, I know I'm kind of out of frame a little bit when I'm bending over this bowl. I just want to make sure the ends are also saturated all the way down. Okay, so yeah, so it took about 5.5 hours or so. We can say, if we want to say collectively with dyeing my hair, it took about maybe 6.5, 7 hours, something like that, for my full process of getting my hair done, which is very great because I hear people say that's one of the things that was keeping me from getting locked, was people saying the amount of hours it was taking them to get their hair done. Like, I know one of my friends who has locks, and I think hers are sister locks, and hers took 2 days. Okay. No, because I need to separate this hair and do stuff, so I'm actually going to take these gloves off and think about how I want to separate. I'm thinking, like I'm a doctor, I'm thinking that I may want to do so I'm thinking I may clip it. Where the heck did that clip go? Oh, it's right there. And then like I just really pay attention and just go down and just make sure I'm stopping before the ends of my hair. And then I'll just come back and do the ends after I do all of this black part. So I guess I could have maybe been a little lower on my camera. So this is my year to really get into building my YouTube and building my community. I've had a YouTube for a little minute, and as you can see, I posted a few videos, but not a lot, because I feel like I ain't have nothing going on and my life is boring. But then I started getting complaints on my Instagram that my videos were just too fast. People really wanted details, and so rather than making a super long video on Instagram, it was to me better to, I guess, actually use YouTube. So when I first got my locks, I tried to count them. I really did try, and it just was too much. Like, y'all, that was a long process to do. Was trying to count my locks and, you know, pay attention and not start over. I was watching TV and getting distracted. So that really was something I tried to do, and then it just didn't happen. And you really want me to count them, then, you know, I can do that for y'all. So just comment below and let me know if that's something that you desire, and we can do a video where I basically just kind of play some music. Maybe if you guys drop some more questions below that I maybe didn't think of in this video, and then I can maybe play some music and maybe answer just some other questions that you all have, and then count my locks. From the beginning, I've been getting my reties done every 6 weeks. I've been starting to think lately, just as my hair gets longer and I'm getting more used to the frizz and I get used to the puffiness and stuff, and I'm getting more confident in my hair, I have been considering maybe starting to go 8 weeks. But then a lot of locticians will charge you a little more because they have to pass through your head more, so they will charge more. So I'm considering but haven't decided yet. But so far I've been going every 6 weeks. I'm good with my plan to do the black part first and then go back and do the red at the end. So I think so far we're looking pretty good. I am making a mess and dropping stuff in my lap on this thing. I forget how often do I wash my hair. Ooh, I only wash my hair unless my hair is just like real flaky and I'm planning to do a style, like, okay, my hair's super flaky because I didn't put some edge control in it or something. I don't put any product in it. So if I put edge control, I may just wash my edges. And I actually found this product by Mayel. It's supposed to break down buildup like edge controls and stuff. So I usually would just spray that on my edges at night after a day that I put edge control on, just to kind of work ahead and go ahead and get that edge control broke down. So I really only wash my hair every 6 weeks. I wash my hair when I get ready to get my retie. Something else that can probably speak to that is I don't have a morning routine. Like, people are like, what's your morning? So it goes to the next question. Like, what's your morning routine with your locks? Now that it's getting winter, I am starting to notice my hair look a little drier. So I think I am going to start doing it more often, but probably once a week. My camera died. So I finished doing all of the 1B-ish color that I'm trying to achieve off camera because my camera died. Lord. So now I'm going to mix the crimson colors and we're going to just do the ends. Try to rub it together and make sure it's like blending together. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So yeah, I just feel like, you know, I'm in a different environment. It's not as cold here, but sometimes the air here can be a little drier, I feel. So I feel like my hair this winter is sometimes looking a little drier. So I am putting on my goals to start like being more intentional about doing like a morning routine and maybe even a night one on my hair, just to make sure that it's you know, I'm not getting any breakage on my ends and losing any hair. Um, have I lost any locks? I lost one lock. My fault. So when I first heard about lock sprinkles, I started looking up lock sprinkles on and I saw that you had to sew them in, and I knew my hair wasn't ready for that, but I really wanted something in my hair. Like I just wanted like something a little cute on my hair, so just give me some little bling bling. Got me a needle, got me a couple beads from down in my office, and I went ahead and I put them on my hair. So I put one right by my hair, like right above my temple, which some of us know that could be a weaker point in some people's hair. So, and of course my locks are small. Though I found for me, and maybe it would have been different on different parts of my hair, but I had to put those beads on my smaller locks because I was finding friction when I was trying to put them on some of the thicker locks. So I found the smaller ones and I was able to get them on with the needle. But I found for me, those beads were too heavy for my hair. Number one, most craft beads, because that's what those are mainly for, most craft beads don't have a wide opening in the middle like the one I showed you earlier in the video with the Kendra Kenshay beads. All of her beads have a very wide opening. You can find some waist beads or craft beads that have wide openings. I found a few like on Etsy when I was just, when I just sometimes randomly buy stuff to create a new design. But if you go to Hobby Lobby, most of those beads are going to kind of have a very small hole. So you're really putting your hair through, you can put your hair through a lot of stress depending on how big or small your locks are, trying to basically stuff them through those little bitty holes. And that's basically what I did. I put my hair through there, and that part ended up being fine because I found a very small lock. But the issue came with that the bead was just heavy on the lock. Ooh, this is going to be so cute, y'all. Too heavy. And so what happened was my lock didn't just like fall out, but it was like separated. It was just really thin where that bead was. And it might have been, it could have been it was too heavy. It also could have been that maybe because naturally they will slide back and forth, it was kind of almost sawing my hair in half. And it really, because it was the one like right above my ear and my locks are so small, when she combined my locks over there, if I do like a ponytail style and my braids go straight back, I can tell that like it's not, that like, okay, I remember, like, oh yeah, I did lose a lock right there. But you looking at my head can't tell I even combined the lock. That lock is no bigger than any of my other locks, so it blends right in. So it would look kind of dope. So yeah, so last question I'll do, and again, if you all have any questions that I did not hit, let me know. Last question people ask is like, locks are so permanent, get locked. I had two girls who both have, one girl has she came into this world with long, thick, curly hair, and it's just getting longer and curlier and more to do. And then I had another girl who her hair is a little bit finer and a little not really as thick, but it's long, and she's 2, so doing her hair is a struggle. And then my son, we usually keep him with hair at the top. So I have 3 people's hair that I have to do in this house on a regular, and it was becoming too much and somebody had to go. Y'all, I was having so many technical difficulties doing this. I end up actually running out of storage on my SD card. So I switched to my phone, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on with Capcut Mac, but you see how choppy even the video is looking. That's how the sound is too. So I just decided to talk over this part. I wasn't saying much here. This was after I went ahead and washed out the color. And so you can see that I had already washed my hair. I probably washed my hair about 4 or 5 times just to really get the color out of my head. I started off with actually like a neutralizing shampoo. Then I went in with my Whisper Whip, which is a St. Louis owned hair brand. I went in with my Whisper Whip shampoo, and then I actually conditioned my hair for the first time since I had locks. So you can see now I'm kind of letting the conditioner sit just for a little bit. I know a lot of people say don't condition your locks. I have not conditioned my locks since having them. But since I had put that color on, like I said, it's drier down here. I thought it was the time where I could try conditioning them for a little while. This is something I may do here and there because I did like how my locks felt and look after. But this is nothing I will make a habit of because I don't want any unraveling. Okay, here's a back view of my head after I washed out the conditioner. So again, if you guys have any other questions, drop them down below and let me know. If you want to see me with my lock beads on and see my new morning routine, go ahead and go to the YouTube short video I'm posting right after this. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.